been dancing for 13 years. I trained for 12 years with the Swampmore Ballet Theatre, doing predominantly ballet and some modern and some choreographic technique. Well, I was 5 and everyone else was doing it. And then I guess I stuck with it just because I really love it, and it taught me a lot about discipline, about my body, and I just have a passion for it. So.
I think a dancer is supposed to be really thin, petite, you know, like able to be thrown around, elegant, beautiful, kind of like Natalie Portman in Black Swan.
It's a discipline, and I feel people think of it as an activity, whereas it's more of a business and it's an art. And so professional ballet is incredibly intense, very cutthroat, but well worth it, of course, for the beautiful art that they make. And professional dance as a whole is like that as well, though I feel less so. So yeah, there's definitely a dance culture.
Probably a like anorexic, bulimic ballerina. That's what first comes to mind.
Can you both?
Well, yeah, you binge sometimes and then purge, but normally you just never binge.
In terms of body regulations, there are tons. It's all about the line. Ballet is predominantly about line. So like the line of the arms, which way you're going, and then of course the line of the legs comes into that as well. And they're looking for slender people who have straight, pure lines. And so often that's harder for people whose bodies aren't straight up and down. And it's not only weight, it's also your height. Too tall is a no. And you know, whether your hips can do certain things, how your turnout is, if your head is small, if your neck is long. There are many different requirements. Also your feet, they're looking for arched, strong feet. So there are certainly body regulations. And then it's certainly a discipline. So dancers you see who are incredibly thin get that way because they spend hours in the studio just going over things. They spend their entire day just working and dancing. So yeah, it's certainly a discipline, and doing it as a hobby is difficult because it requires so much time.
I would think of an underdeveloped female, flat-chested, flat stomach, very small, tall also, very thin, bony. That's it.
And I've learned to just be realistic about the fact that I could never be a professional due to things like my giant rib cage and my head being large and other random things. I'm also way too tall. So I have an ideal ballerina body. I've learned to accept the fact that it's not going to happen. In terms of other styles of dance, such as modern, I'm working towards just being stronger, which conflicts with ballet because as I become stronger, I become more muscular and larger, and that's not the dancer aesthetic, not the ballerina aesthetic, but it's what I'm going for now. So.
Dancer would be tall, like above average height, petite, very fluid, loose. It should be like a ballerina.
So I felt a lot of pressure to be amazing and be skinny, and I went to a pre-professional school, so there was certainly a lot of pressure there. But here at Bates, the environment is, I feel, much more healthy. I don't see people with eating disorders like I did in high school. And people are more open about body issues if they have them. And the pressure that I feel, I mostly put on myself. There's certainly a lot of echoes from when I would hear people say, "You're too fat for that tutu," even though I'm not in tutus here. But yeah, so I feel college is a more relaxed environment, which I certainly appreciate. But I still put a lot of pressure on myself.
Well, yeah, I think, you know, the dancer quality is sort of undefinable. I mean, it's definitely something you learn from schooling and training and practice, and you it becomes a beautiful thing, whether it's a man or a woman who's moving their body. It really becomes a smooth, elegant sort of control that you don't have to be a dancer or an athlete or anything in particular to appreciate, because it's art, and I think that's going to touch someone whether they know nothing about it or they have 20 years of experience. They're going to take something away from it. As far as the question goes, I don't think there can be an ideal dancer. I think it's so interpretive that it's more of what's right at the right time. A man and woman can have a certain chemistry together that just complements the piece, or whether you need a tall, short person, someone for the role. It's all different. I don't think you can really have the perfect set of qualities as a dancer, because they're all just soft, smooth, and silky.